The Eye of the Idiot Box. You remember I had told you about the TV serial that I was part of? So here. At Kayamat, a Balaji serial that ran on Star Plus, I was playing the second lead who was mostly a part of passing shots and silent expressions. My first shot was to behave clumsily and fall. It reminded me of my first ever play. I knew I didn't want to do this for long. A new channel called Z Next was being launched and I got the lead in one of the serials, Ek Thi Rajkumari, opposite Neha Marda. Joining the new show was fun, but leaving Kayamat was painful. Not for me, but for the producers. I remember the Balaji team kept pestering me to sign their contract if I wanted my payment of 1.5 lakh, which was due to me. I kept procrastinating. They threatened me that if I didn't sign, I would never get the money. The contract said I would be bound to them for the next 3 years. At that time, money meant a lot and I needed it too, but I didn't succumb to the temptation. When I left without signing the contract, I got to know that Ekta threw a fit and smashed her mobile by hurling it at the executive producer's face. Just an afterthought, last year there were talks of me acting in Milan Talkies being produced by Ekta Kapoor, though the project got shelved later. This leads me to another quintessential code, the one that I hear from my father in law quite often, and the one that I have now experienced way too often. Code hashtag 7. There are no permanent friends or permanent foes, only permanent interest. Anyway, I wasn't let go on a happy note. Since I hadn't signed the contract, there was no legal action they could have taken, but the number of threatening calls and messages I received from them were quite intimidating. I was told that my career was finished, that I should not stay in Mumbai and simply pack my bags and go back to Chandigarh. I didn't let that affect me much, even though I knew that there was nobody in Mumbai who could have protected me if the need had arisen. I knew there was nothing wrong in what I had done, and letting go of the show was necessary for my career. Soon Ek Thi Rajkumari was happening, where I was playing the negative lead. Big FM was there too, but films weren't happening. I had made peace with the television world at that point of time. I thought that perhaps this was my fate and I had just hoped from one TV show to another, and that would be my life. The fact is that TV actors are paid handsomely, at times even better than many Bollywood actors. I wouldn't have been an unhappy wreck if, God forbid, films hadn't happened. But my dream had always been to make it to Bollywood, to sing, dance, romance, fight, and pack in lots of drama. I used to sit in the small balcony of my modest Malad West flat where I used to look across the street at a huge hoarding with posters of the latest films splashed flamboyantly. I always nurtured the dream to have my films hoarding displayed there. But life was stagnant at that time and I thought films just might never happen. I had made my peace with it and was still happy and grateful. Then one day I got a call from Nirupam, Raghu's friend. He told me that MTV was auditioning for fresh faces for a show called What's Up, and I had been referred by my friend Gaurav Kapoor. Quick flashback: Gaurav had been a trainer at MICA around 2.5 years ago. I didn't know I had left an impression on him. Code hashtag 8. Give your best to whatever opportunity you get. Never underestimate the significance of even the smallest of junctures. Your past actions will one day become your future redemption. I was thrilled to bits on hearing the news and went for the audition. I remember Jose and Bani queued up for the audition as well. We went through numerous rounds and I made it. The salary was half of what I was making from my television shows, but that didn't matter. I just knew that if I made it as an VJ, then films wouldn't be a distant dream. That day was the happiest day of my life. It was the first time I stood in my balcony crying while looking at the hoarding. My dreams now seem achievable. I have never cried. Success or failure doesn't affect me much as I know it's going to be temporary. But that day was very special. It is something I can't express through words. Thus began the time when I was working 3 jobs simultaneously: Ek Thi Rajkumari, Big FM, and MTV's What's Up. I worked for around 20 hours every day and slept only in the car on my way from one shoot to other. And this is also the time when my radio show became the number one show in Delhi. Gradually, I left Big FM and then eventually the TV serial. After that, I was just doing MTV. The best times of my life, both professionally and personally, happened was while I was working with MTV. In retrospect, there is one thing that has remained constant over the years. Whichever job I took, I had left it only after giving it my best, except for Kayamat, which I don't consider a job but more of an experience. I joined Big FM and left it when my show became number one. Ek Thi Rajkumari when it became one of the highest rated shows on Z Next, MTV when I learned how not to be a wannabe and when my show, Fantastic Five, got good ratings, India's Got Talent IGT after I did two successful seasons, Music Ka Mahamukabla after season 1 of IGT, and then Just Dance, with which I became the highest paid non celeb host of Indian television. Mind you, this is not about going on an ego trip or boasting about what I have done. It's about a code that I wish to share with you. Code #9. Aspire for the next thing when you think you deserve it. Once you have proved yourself worthy of the current situation and have become big for it, only then try outgrowing it by venturing to the next level. It's part of a progressive growth ladder and also a predecessor to a success story.